let's move on to another conversation now. The former presidential candidate Olawepo-Hashim has criticized the All Progressive Congress-led federal government over recent U.S. airstrikes on an Islamic State enclave in Nigeria. He described the airstrike as evidence of deep-rooted security failures under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Olawepo-Hashim argued that Nigeria's reliance on external military intervention is a damning indictment of the government's internal security architecture. He emphasized the need for internal reforms, improved governance, and decisive political leadership to achieve sustainable peace. Olawepo-Hashim linked the deteriorating security situation to deepening poverty, governance failures, and weakened institutions. He went ahead and warned that repeated external intervention could raise sovereignty and accountability concerns. But the former presidential hopeful called for courageous leadership to halt the country's slide into deeper insecurity. Well, we still have Barrister Darlington with us, and we're being joined by Abdulrahman Adebayo Shitu, who is lawyer, politician, served as Minister of Communication around 2015 to 2019, and also former member of your State House of Assembly. Good to have you join the conversation, sir. I would like for you to adjust. Pardon?
It is my pleasure to join you.
All right, please.
I like to put on record, my name is Abdurrahim, not Abdurrahman.
Apologies
You have
for
to
that.
get it right, please.
Abdulrahim. Thank you very much. Sorry about that. Shitu. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Abdulrahim. Yes, we have that one on record. Now, do adjust your camera so we get your face very well. Now, yes, this is a whole lot better. Okay, now talking about the airstrikes and how Nigerians were made aware. Some Nigerians have been concerned about the fact that there was an airstrike in Nigeria between the government of Nigeria and the United States. And we heard it first from the President of the United States, Donald Trump, as he tweeted on his Truth social media handle. He made a tweet first before we now heard from our own leaders. And also the fact that this is still going on and the president has, gone abroad, is attending to some event, somewhere. How do you react to this?
Hello?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now
you heard
what's
the
the
question? How do you react to this?
Well, my position is that we had airstrikes. I just hope that it was a successful airstrike. I just hope also that in actual fact, they really hit the target. They got the criminals, destroyed. That is the important thing. The timing of the announcement by our presidency, to me, is not really relevant. What's important is that there was a collaboration between the Nigerian government and the U.S. government to eliminate bandits and criminals who have made life very difficult for our people. I think that's also, making, controversy about who spoke first and so. The U.S. may have wanted to gain advantage for political reasons by quickly announcing before things settled down. In the type of war that was being fought, the Nigerian government would be more interested in achieving results, before the issue of, who spoke first and all of that.
Okay.
It was not an agreement anyway that Nigeria had to speak first or the U.S. had to speak first. The U.S. may have wanted to take advantage.
Well, it's interesting that you're basically trivializing the fact that the people of a country were affected and they are not hearing from their leaders first on the attack. Well, some will say it just shows that their leaders have no care for them. If it's a covert
It is not
operation,
about being careful. I am telling you, within how many minutes was the difference in the timing? It is what is important is that they all spoke within minutes to each other. The US may have wanted to take advantage of the timing for political reasons. For me, what is important is that they succeeded.
Okay.
And I hope, I am saying, that I hope that the target was met.
All right. Mr. Former Minister, a lot of Nigerians believe that, look, the fact that the information leaked first from the American government, gives credence to the fact that the Nigerian government didn't know. They also believe that if the Nigerian government had known that the operation might not have been successful, like we had in the past when America wanted to intervene and they wanted to gas the whole place, to smoke out the terrorists. And they got there and discovered that the terrorists were already wearing gas masks and all of that. That is one part of the question. Some people believe that, look, Nigerian government didn't know, and that they are coming to say it was a collaboration. It's merely an afterthought.
Damage control.
Okay. Now, Mr. Minister, do you approve of the fact that Nigeria is more like in a war situation where we have another country, trying to save us by helping us take out terrorists? And we have our president in the midst of all of that jump on a plane and travel to Europe where Nigerians don't even know. We are not told the destination. We are just told that he will stop by at UAE to attend the sustainability summit. And from there to Europe, nobody knows which part of Europe our president will be. How do you react to that?
We decide to be very difficult and very impossible to satisfy. I think this is what is, taking place. When did our president travel out? I mean, the president traveled out yesterday. The striking, was not yesterday, definitely. And the president alone is not the only person in the presidency. We have defense ministry, we have, the armed forces officials and all of that. I have said it. If people decide to believe otherwise, that is their problem. The American government did not deny that they acted in collaboration with the Nigerian government. The Nigerian government also affirmed that it was an action in collaboration. But what is important to me is that they achieved results.
All right.
I mean, people who want to run down the government may decide that the government was not even aware of it, may choose to believe that.
All right. Well, it's not about people wanting to run down the government. It's Nigerians asking questions. And,
we who believe the president are also Nigerians.
Amazing. Yes.
So it's not a matter of any person being more important than any other section of the Nigerian people.
Okay. Barrister Darlington, let me get your thoughts on this as well.
From the body language of this federal government, they don't want to give up the terrorists. They had a covenant with them, and nobody wants to break that covenant.
Are you speaking facts?
Sorry?
Are you speaking facts?
The facts are there. Listen very well. When this thing started, is there any suggestion we do not give to these people to rout out these criminals? Moses, what did they do?
But now there is a collaboration.
Hold on, let's say before America stepped in, what were they doing? Moses, before America stepped in, what was Tinubu doing? You saw how he routed out IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu and ESN, true or false? Why didn't he use the same force on these terrorists?
Well, one can say that these guys have just been proscribed a terrorist group.
Look, what action did you take against them before America stepped in? That is the question here. Even at that, listen very well. How can you explain to me that a foreign country is literally invading your country and you left your seats and came for your festival in Lagos State? From there, you took off to Europe. Please, what explanation can anybody tell me that will make sense to me? Up to today, he has not made a statement. When America wanted to take down Osama bin Laden in Abbottabad in Pakistan, Obama was in the situation room. He viewed the whole scenario. He watched it from beginning to the
some
end.
Some Nigerians are saying the president doesn't have to speak. After all, he's not the only one in the presidency. His aides
Why was this? Has he ever spoken before? When he went to Benue, when something happened, listen. When he went to Benue, when something happened there, he could not even call out those who the 13 had to call him and say, "Look, Mr. President, this is not a farmer header clash." The man had to tell the president, "These are the people causing this problem." He could not call them out. He could not even reprimand them. He could not even sanction them.
Could it be that the president is not privy to some
of
these?
As I'm talking to you now, listen, those who want to cover what is uncoverable. Some terrorists, foreign terrorists, are occupying Plateau and Benue villages as I talk to you here now. And the individuals of those villages are living in IDP camp. For how many years now, Mr. Moses? Tell me. The president cannot muster the political will and tell the defense minister and the chief of army staff, go and remove those rascals from those villages so that Benue farmers can return to their home and go back to farm. Oh yeah, explain that to me. Moses, explain that to me. You and those people supporting this evil. Explain it to me that the president is on
asking the questions
and the foreign terrorists invaded his country.
I haven't taken a stance on any. I'm asking the questions.
The question you are asking now does not add up.
No, I'm asking you the question.
I'm telling you, yes, I'm supporting the same question with my own question. How do you explain that? Please tell me. Can Obama tolerate that in America? That a foreign terrorist, known to everybody, came into your country, sacked the entire part of your country, took over the place, renamed it, took over the homes of your people, the people you swore to defend and protect. And they are living there now for over 10 years. Mr. Moses, please, tell me what this presidency is doing. Tell me. They are trying to make America believe that, yes, so we are doing so. That was why the man got angry. In the first place, have you asked yourself why Donald Trump removed his ambassador in Nigeria? Have you asked yourself? Have you asked yourself? Because if it's a change of ambassador, of course, there will be proper procedure. There will be letter of credence and the new man comes. But this, he withdrew him by force.
14 other African countries.
That of Nigeria, listen, that of Nigeria, I'm talking of Nigeria, yes.
What, I'm just telling you that 14 other African countries were involved.
Hold on. What was the reason for that of Nigeria? Can you tell me? Those African countries, do they have the situation we have here? Did Donald Trump tell you that?
Just to tell you that it was routine exercise.
Oh my God. I said those African countries you mentioned, do they have the situation we have here? That is the question. I don't want people comparing what is incomparable here. It doesn't add up. This one I told you about Plateau and Benue is not serious, Abi, because you are not in IDP camp. Abi.
All right, so let's
you are not in IDP camp.
Okay.
How do you explain it?
Let's get a balanced view. Let's get Abdul Rahim Adebayo's view on this one. Minister, go ahead.
With due respect to Barrister Darlington, this combativeness in argument does not help the cause of national unity. We should not see our government as, a stranger. A lot of the information Barrister Darlington is giving are baseless, with due respect to him. You are not in government. You don't know how government, processes occur. I mean, the fact that there is war in the north and in several parts of Nigeria does not mean the presidency must grind to a halt. If the president has to attend the foreign conference, does he stop attending it because there is infiltrations and all of that, by bandits in parts of Nigeria?
Should he go ahead to attend such a conference when Nigerians are dying? Does that show empathy?
Well, you can't give what you want to believe.
No, I'm asking you the question. I'm asking you the question. You're taking a combative stance as well. Does it make if the president decides if Nigerians are dying, if there are a record of Nigerians dying in their tents?
What is the relevance? With due respect, what is the relevance of Nnamdi Kanu's trial and all of that with what is happening in the Northwest. What is the relevance which he has got?
I think what I'm not trying to defend Barrister Darlington here, but I think he was trying to discuss the security at a broader level of it. Talking about insecurity and the crisis in the South. Now, Minister, you are of the position that there is nothing wrong with the president traveling. After all, the heat was on the 25th and he traveled on the 28th. But recall too that America, Donald Trump has promised that there will be more strikes. Let's create a what-if scenario. Now the president is somewhere in Europe that we don't even know, and there's another strike in another part of Nigeria. Who tells us what happened? Should the president be outside when, like, Nigeria is in the middle of this kind of crisis?
I don't see anything which has reduced from presidential actions in the fact that the president had to travel out.
Okay.
On behalf of Nigeria.
All right.
On behalf of all
of
right.
Now, Minister, I would like to ask you another question. The Nigerian government told us that Foreign Minister Yusuf Tuga told us that Nigeria provided intelligence, for the strike. Apparently telling us that, look, they know the movement, of the terrorists and all of their hideouts and where they are, the camps. So what is the value, what has been the value of this intelligence if they had it all this while and they couldn't use it until the United States of America stepped in? Does it give us the impression that, look, the minister was actually telling us?
I don't know whether you are aware that we need arms and ammunition, which even the United States of America over the years have not responded to providing. This is a superpower. You want to buy equipment, arms and ammunition from there, they will dictate where you will use them. There are even insinuations that American government has been part of the people who promoted a lot of the criminals. There are insinuations out there. We had paid for several arms and ammunition which were never provided. I mean, if you know,
I'm sorry, Minister, I hate to butt in at this moment, but you also understand that we had at some point, targeted airstrikes in some of these places, and they were not as precise as what America did. So blaming equipment, lack of equipment.
We are not the ones who produce the equipments for the airstrikes.
But we have been buying to Kano jets, and when we try to hit, there was a lot of collateral damage.
A lot of time they will not even supply. That is the truth of it.
Minister, I'm sorry, it looks like you don't get my question. My position is this. Nigerian government said they provided intelligence. Now, if we had all this intelligence all this while, why were we not using them? And when we try to use them, like we saw in some parts of Sokoto and Kebbi, where the Air Force had to strike and there was a lot of collateral damage because they were not precise. But America did their own and it was very precise.
Are you certain that Nigeria has equipment which they could use from the Atlantic Ocean and it will hit targets in the northwest of Nigeria? Are you sure of that?
Minister, you were in government. Can you recall, you were in government at some point. Can you recall how much your administration approved, for purchase of military equipment? We have Tucano jets. We have drones that we bought $5 million a piece.
I am telling you on good information. If you like, you believe. If you like, you do not believe. That a lot of times you pay for equipment, the American government will not even supply them. For reasons best known to them.
No, that is quite indicting. That is quite indicting. Because if a nation,
I'm saying it on public.
If a country pays and the supplying nation does not supply, then shouldn't they be taken to international court or something? So they take the money
want to dictate even how you utilize the equipment.
Minister, former minister. So what you're saying is they take the money and they don't supply. And we keep quiet.
They do. I am saying this on public news. You see, you need to know the dynamics, the way the Americans behave.
That is really troubling. That is really troubling. Because even as a businessman, you're ordering something from China or wherever. If they take your money, they must.
Not as simplistic as that.
Okay.
Ordering arms and ammunition from the US It's not as simplistic
I'm sorry, Minister. I'm sorry, Minister. Let me quote you, Minister. In this occasion, now in this very intervention, you have said that America will even supply you equipment and tell you how to or how not to use it.
We know there was something similar to that with the Tucano jets, but what they said was, don't use it in the southeast. Use it in the northwestern part of Nigeria, where they know insecurity is taking place. They didn't say don't use it at all. That's a different.
Are you privy to discussions with the Americans on this issue?
Unfortunately,
if you do not know something, don't assume. Don't give the impression that you know everything about it.
But Minister, you know everything about it.
I have been in government and I know these things happen.
Exactly. That's why I'm wondering that if people like you have been in government and we've been buying equipment from America, we've been paying and we've not been getting it, and we continue to drop a budget.
It's up to you to find out.
And we keep drawing up a budget and we keep paying and we're still not getting. Isn't that troubling?
But that is the situation which happens more often than not with the Americans. I am telling you.
Well, America is not the only nation that supplies equipment. I think we got some from Italy not too long ago.
I'm telling you what happens with the Americans.
With the Americans. All right.
Yes.
Barrister, you have.
In fact, I have a lot to say. I am not joking. So with this kind of body language, you can see that we are not going to get out of this mess. Seriously. Moses, which other equipment do you need other than the ones we have bought? Buhari ordered that to cannot jet and told us that with it the terrorists are over. When America told them don't use it in the south because there are no terrorists there, you don't know why they dropped it, they are not using it again. Did you see when Buhari criminalized IPOB as a terrorist organization and that of the south and that of the north? You remember? It took him a while. It took him a while. Listen, I'm coming. Please, Prime Minister, please hold on. We cannot go with this narrative. Listen. El-Rufai told you and me that they see them, they talk with them, they know where they are. Is that not a fact? That they listen to their conversation. Gumi told us that he goes into the bush with them and federal government officials used to lead him to those people. They discuss with them, they talk to them. Is that not leading us to where they are? Please listen again, listen. Told you Bello have been receiving emissaries from the federal government of Nigeria. And when they are going back from visiting him, he will not say, oh, thank you for coming. You know what? I have some captives with me. Or you take these ones. Go and give your government. In fact, I have some ammunition. So you carry these ones. Go and give him. Please, what kind of is that not the reason why Donald Trump called us a disgraced nation? Tell me any nation that will tolerate this type of thing, and some people are still defending them. Where is that place in Nigeria that these people are that nobody have seen them? Just tell me. Mention that place they are, that Nigerian security agencies, nobody can see them, that we need America to come and help us out. The federal government of Nigeria is complicit in this matter. The facts are there. Let them come and defend themselves. New Rubado have told you severally how these people are selling ammunition to terrorists, true or false. He has even been implicated in arming those people in Kwara State, true or false. Please, my dear people of Nigeria, when are we going to stand up for the truth so that Nigeria can move forward? You mean this one I talked about Benue and Plateau, it is not in Abi? If the federal government is serious, why would they allow those people to be staying there, Mr. Moses? Just explain to me. Why would they allow those foreign terrorists to be occupying Benue and Plateau village and some people are defending them? Because it is not in their own village, Abi. No, it is not in their own village. What are they waiting for? No, they cannot give order to the military to go and destroy those people there, Abi. They cannot. Please, I don't want to hear certain things. I don't want to hear it. What kind of defense is this?
Okay. Let's get back to former Minister Adebayo.
Even Bayo Onanuga told us that he was making a deal with them. The people that came to kidnap those girls in the school. Listen, the chief of defense staff, the minister of defense told us that he will find out who gave the order for those people to leave that place. Up to today, nobody have told us.
Well, I would like to believe that some of that information classified.
Clear what?
I would like to believe
it happened in Dapchi.
that they may not.
It happened in Dapchi, Moses. It happened in Dapchi. Remember, the same thing on the day of curfew. These people came all the way. Amnesty International was calling the military. Come on, these people are coming. They're coming. 15 Hilux trucks. They move in a convoy. Came to Dapchi, took all the guests away, and they never answered those phone calls from Amnesty International. And today we are looking for Leah Sharibabi. Moses, we are looking for Tia Sharibu because of that thing that happened. Right. And no head road. In a place of curfew, no military, no police, no DSS. On that road, they cleared it on that day. And you are telling me that the federal what? Is that how they behave in the same country?
All right, Barrister Darlington, thank you very much for. Thank you very much. Let's go back to former Minister Debayo. Now, former Minister. Now, as we get into electioneering, campaigns, and the rest, do you foresee, with your knowledge of the political space, do you see this issue of insurgency, banditry, kidnappings? Do you see the possibility of a decline in all of it in the coming months as we approach 2026 and then get into 2027 electioneering?
I want to believe, and I think all Nigerians must be generous in believing, that the armed forces of Nigeria are doing their very best within the circumstances available. And the movements which Mr. President has undertaken recently by removing some people from the Defense Ministry and bringing in an expert in former CDS Musa to the Ministry of Defense would bring in a lot of difference. CDS Musa already has given certain undertaking that he would, hit the ground running. I think we should pray for him and give him time to do the best. I think he will do the best. I have confidence that we will continue to have improvements in the security situation. I didn't see what is going to affect the 2027 election in all that is going on. I believe the insecurity would have been substantially contained in various parts of Nigeria. In the area of Benue and Plateau, what we do see is there is a lot of people who want to take over land for grazing. It is illegal for them to do that. We also have seen disclosures of even pastors in Plateau selling arms and ammunition to criminals. It's been in the news over the years. In Plateau, in Benue, a lot of people. So one of the bad things that the US did was to, create the impression that Christians were particularly targeted. It was not about Christians. In fact, there are more Muslims are being targeted all over and it is not because they are Muslims or Christians that they are being targeted. It is because of greed for what is in their hands.
Okay.
The criminals.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, former minister. Now that's your own position. A lot of people will disagree with you. I would like for us to talk a bit about. We already started talking politics. I'd like for us to talk about politics in your state. I spoke to you on my show, Political Lens, about 2-3 months ago. And at that point, I was like, former minister, what's going on in your state? Can you give us a feel of what's going on? Are you still interested in that position, Agodi House, and all of that? Can you walk us through?
I am interested. I am the most experienced politician who is aspiring for the governorship. If God sanctions it, I will be governor. If God sanctions it. Okay, but I leave everything to God.
You leave everything to God. But we hear the current Minister of Power, Adelabu, say, look, I'm the anointed one. And we hear that there's collaboration between him.
He has not said he's the anointed. Who would have anointed him?
I mean, Minister, I hear that there's collaboration between him, Sheyi Makinde, and the current president. Why you are not in the
far from the truth. Is cheap blackmail. Cheap blackmail. Of course, Adelabu actually said the president has not anointed anybody. Those who fabricated that story about anointing or whatever, it's up to them.
Okay.
Nobody is anointed.
Okay. So but you also said that there were 10 of you at that point that we spoke. You said there were about 10 of you in the APC.
Exactly.
Do we still have that number, or are you guys talking in terms of consensus?
If not more.
Okay. So everybody is going to struggle for a share at the primaries.
Exactly.
And you are very hopeful, according to you, if God willing.
No, I am a very religious person, religiously inclined, and I believe that God is the ultimate person, to put to sanction what would happen.
Okay. And you are very optimistic that APC is going to win Oyo State in 2020.
That I can take. You can take that to the bank.
Okay.
I mean, APC is very much on ground.
Well, they were not on ground in 2019.
2027, we are prepared.
Were they not on ground in 2019?
Let me tell you, there were circumstances which I don't need to go over. There were circumstances which made him to succeed in 2019 because of mismanagement by the leadership of our party at that time. But that has become history.
Okay.
And
those circumstances prevailed in 2023. And you think they will change in 2027?
Yes, they will not happen again. Those things will not happen again.
All right, and thank you very much, former Minister Adebayo.
Abdurrahim. My name is so simple to
Abdurrahim.
I don't know why it's difficult for some of you
for being part of the show. Now, before we leave, I'd like to have your concluding thoughts on the issue that we talked about, insecurity. What's your final word on it?
You see, I'm a Muslim. My religion teaches me that we must continue to pray for our leaders. If we pray for them and they get it right, it is to our benefit. If we refuse, we are combative and we refuse to pray for them. If evil happens, God forbid, it will be on all of us. So let us continue to pray. Nobody is a saint. Nobody is perfect. The government is aspiring to be the best that it can be. And so we must continue to pray for them that they succeed.
All right, then. Thank you very much, former Minister Abdurrahim Adebayo Shitu, a lawyer, politician, former member of your State House of Assembly, former Minister of Communication between 2015 and 2019. Thank you very much for your contribution on the program. Also, a big thanks to Barrister Darlington. Barrister Darlington, let's have your concluding thoughts. Yes.
We have prayed enough. Moses, we have prayed enough. There is no leader we have not prayed for in Nigeria. This was not the impression Tinubu gave us when he was coming into office. He even told us not to pity him, that he planned this thing for 30 years. What has he done? At least, they say heaven help those who help themselves. Mention one thing Tinubu has done in office that will require our prayer. Just mention one. Just one thing that you hear that the president, he has your interest at heart.
Mention one thing. For you to be questioning him. So what is the alternative?
Leave him to his own. Let him make all the promises we made. Let him keep it.
By the grace of God, he will be in office in
he will not keep it.
2031.
He is not ready to keep it. He will not keep it.
He will be there. Some of us will continue to pray for him.
I disagree with you.
By the grace of God, he
swore to protect life and property. Has he done that? Has he done that? That's the beginning of it. Has he done that? That's the first thing.
This combativeness is not part of life.
Look, Mr. Minister, please, this is not combativeness. It is anger.
It is.
Where we are now, every Nigerian should be angry. Yes, every Nigerian should be angry.
Continue to be angry. Some of us are very calm and prayerful.
No, you are talking as an APC person, and that's not fair. Nigeria is decaying, and you are pampering it. You are watering it down. Because you are APC.
What's the alternative to that?
Look at where we are. As I'm talking to you now, 210 trillion naira is missing from NNPCL. Look at the amount of money, and they want to collect us from me. Abi, look at that money.
You are a lawyer. You can do whatever you think.
It's true.
Appropriate.
It's true. Yes, it's true. I've heard you. Others that went to court. What came out of it?
Thank you very much.
Nigeria has gone this bad, and people are.